How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the fourth episode here of Critically Incorrect. A little over a week since our last episode, we decided we wanted to wait until we got back on our normal Saturday routine. We usually record on Thursdays, and the past few Thursdays have been quite eventful with things like Thanksgiving, the PS5 launches, which is why some episodes were moved around a bit, rather. But yeah, we are back on schedule and looking forward to continuing on. So yeah, I am joined, of course, as always, with Charlie and Justin. If you both wanted to say hi real quick.
Hello. I'm
Yo.
back.
And yeah, should be a fun episode this week. A little news story, I guess, a quick segment this week. We're going to be doing is talking about some of the game releases that are coming out this week. But before we get into that, let's talk about what we've been playing this past week. So I guess I'll let Justin start.
All right, sure. Did I? Oh, yeah. Actually, I remember now. Okay, yeah. So I remember last week before we started recording last week, we were talking about the Spider-Man remaster, right? And how you could just upload the save file. So I did that. I ended up getting it to work because like there was some issue with the copy of the game I was using. So I got the platinum for that by uploading the save file. I actually like never played the DLCs, the three story DLCs that came out originally. So I played those three, and then I also replayed the original game on ultimate difficulty with New Game Plus. So I got the 100% in Spider-Man, so that feels good. Yeah. Um,
Nice.
and then the rest of the week has been pretty chill for me. So I've just been playing some more Call of Duty, just more of the multiplayer and zombies. I'm like almost Prestige 2 now, I think. I'm like, yeah, almost Prestige 2. Um, and then other than that, I've just been playing NHL, which sounds really casual, but yeah, it's actually been fun. I got NHL 21 with some of my friends from here. So um, yeah, I've been playing that, trying out like some of the new game modes. Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Right on. Charlie?
Um, Honestly, I've been kind of boring this week. Like I've mainly been playing Fortnite just because I was trying to get to tier 100 before the season ended, which I managed to do just about. And then obviously been playing the new season, so that's been pretty good. I've been playing a bit of Spider-Man Remaster because, like Justin, I want to do the Ultimate New Game Plus. So I think I'm on Act 3 now, so I'm near the end. I just need to finish that up. And played a little bit of Worms Rumble as well, which is really good. So if you have PS Plus, definitely give that a download because it's on PS4 as well. So it's a really fun multiplayer game.
Cool, cool, cool. I'm trying to think of where I left off last week. I believe I played an hour of Demon Souls. I streamed that on Monday. I did play through and finally got the platinum of Miles. I was actually only like 30 minutes to an hour away from platinum that, so I finally booted up the game and did that. I did most of that work a few weeks ago, but just never managed to finish that platinum.
Did you watch all
Besides
the
that,
cutscenes again?
some of them I did.
Right, yeah.
Some of them I skipped. It depends if I was into it or not. The ones that I was like kind of like did I remember exactly what was said here? I watched those again, but for like some of the more skippable ones where I'm just like, all right, yeah, I could pass this.
Right, yeah.
It really made me realize how quick that game is. Like once you realize
Yeah.
like a lot of the combat sequences are quite easy once you're upgraded, and makes you realize how short that game kind of is. Yeah, so I did that. Besides that, Fortnite, yeah, I played the new season about, I think I'm like 1 or 2 hours in so far. Enjoying that. It's pretty fun. I watched the event with a few friends. That was cool. That was like the Galactus event that they did. Yeah, that was cool. I played about an hour of Dead by Daylight, another multiplayer game just with friends. And single player wise, I
Playing
don't think
Watch Dogs,
anything
weren't you?
else. What?
Weren't you playing Watch Dogs for a bit? I saw you on
Oh yeah,
playing
that's
Watch
right.
Dogs.
I did pick up Watch Dogs. Yeah,
Ooh,
so
nice.
I am about an hour or two in. I picked it up. I had a gift card. I was just like, why not? And
Bro,
it's funny when I bought that, like literally, it's already gone cheaper. That game's like going cheaper and cheaper by the week. It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah, I
insane.
know.
Like I picked it up for like $40, right?
Yep, yep.
So which is like a $20 discount where I'm at in United States. And then I checked the price just now, and it's at $30. I'm like, wow, like this game
Jesus,
just keeps
that's
going
cheap.
cheaper
Yeah.
What
and
the hell?
cheaper.
I wish it was that cheap over here.
It's already half off. It's crazy.
Bro,
So that
I
game must
actually
not be
I
selling
actually
well.
tried getting back into it. I tried getting back into it, and like the game crashed on me twice within half an hour, so I gave up.
Yeah, the thing is, that game is 30 FPS, and it's like the only game that's 30 FPS that I've been playing, lately. Because everything else I'm playing is 60, so it feels very jarring and like unresponsive whenever I play that game. But besides that, it's pretty fun. It's pretty much exactly what I expected. Like it's fun, like playing as different characters and seeing all that. But the story is just weak because it's like all NPCs. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the only person that's like memorable is Bagley, which is like the AI voice in your head or in your ear. Besides that, yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me about that. That's pretty much what I played this week. I don't think I've played anything else. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. Looking forward to playing more Demon Souls. And yeah, guess with that being said, we're gonna go into the releases this week. One that snuck up on me, Immortals Phoenix Rising, that came out today. At least today we're recording this on Thursday. Out for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And actually, that's a release on Switch as well. My bad. Of course, probably at Google Stadia and all that if you have that. That's the kind of Breath of the Wild / Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's kind of been the two comparisons that has been made about that game. So far, it's been reviewing decently well. Feels like scores are kind of like either very high or very low. I've seen like scores as low as 2 and as like high as 9s. So yeah, that's out from Ubisoft. Haven also came out today. That's all on PC, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Weirdly enough, I was just talking to Charlie about this. This game apparently is not coming out on the PS4 today. That's coming out next year. So I guess they're having some issues with development on that. That will come out next year sometime. It's notable that Haven is the developers of Fury. I know a lot of people that personally really enjoyed that game. This game isn't similar to Fury, but it's pretty much made by the same developers. So a little bit interesting there. I'm actually looking at that one, possibly picking that one up. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5 launched this week. Yeah, notable is Mandalorian. I'm sure everyone's seen that all over their Twitter feed. So yeah, new season's out. And then our PS Plus games this week are this month rather, Rocket Arena, Just Cause 4, and Worms Rumble. So I believe all three of those games are PS4 and PS5, correct? Nothing explicitly,
Yeah.
only PS5, which is to be expected, obviously, considering we're only like a few weeks into this generation. So, did you guys have any thoughts on this week's releases or this week's PS Plus games? I know Charlie, you've been playing a bit of Worms Rumble, right?
Yeah, so I played a bit of Worms Rumble, which, like I said, is definitely worth checking out. Like, it's a really good game. Plus, it's brand new, so it's cross-play. It's got a ton of players right now. Haven, I do want to get because it looks interesting, and I'm a big fan of Fury, so I might have to give that one a go. And Immortals, I'm like looking at, but I'm probably not going to pick it up for a while because I feel like that's going to be the kind of bargain bin of all the Ubisoft games this year. But then, like you just said, Watch Dogs has already dropped in price, so
Yep.
maybe not. But I feel like
Yeah.
that'll be one I pick up when it's a bit cheaper. But yeah, no, there's some pretty good games out this week, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely not a bad month at all. And yeah. Anyways, going to the gaming news this week, God of War Ragnarok. This is kind of like a previous leaker that apparently hinted at God of War, it being Ragnarok. He apparently claimed that Silent Hill is getting a reboot and a Metal Gear Solid remake. I mean, these are rumors that aren't really explicitly new here. We've been hearing this for years. I believe, Justin, you did add this if you wanted to clarify more on what you've been hearing.
I mean, you summed it up pretty good. It's just like the the guy that basically like
Mm-hmm.
kind of leaked God of War Ragnarok. He claims that like the Silent Hill reboot, even though like I'm pretty sure Konami has said like on multiple times that like it's not true or whatever. But yeah, this is just like another claim. I don't know. It's weird because some people are like, I think I don't have the claim up right now, but like I think it did say like we could expect it at the Game Awards next week, which is why I thought it was really interesting.
So, okay,
Just 'cause
that
that's
is
like actually
interesting.
next week. Um, and yeah, that kind of ties in with what
I
we're
guess
gonna
that
talk about
will
later.
that
Yeah.
will make it confirm or deny as soon as next week. So that's cool. I
Yeah.
will say
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok. That is a title that's kind of been hinted at by Corey Barlog in the past. So I'm always kind of hesitant whenever someone's
Yeah, yeah.
claimed to
So,
have leaked that. Considering even before Corey teased it, Ragnarok's been thrown around. Considering the ending of one and all that.
right,
So
right.
yeah, we'll see if that comes into fruition. Definitely seems a bit shady, but you put it best. We're gonna find out next week whether that has any truth to that or not. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think the MGS remake, I think I remember the news article said like it would be being developed by Blue Point,
mm,
Yeah,
which
because that
is
kind of got teased in Demon Souls, right? People were talking about like an Easter egg for MGS in Demon Souls.
Did not see
Like
that. If
like
that
there's meant to
happened.
be like what's the boss from the first game, like the big robot
Mm-hmm.
dinosaur thing. Basically, when you're in the Nexus, somebody heard like this weird like roar, and it's not
Hmm.
from the original game, and it's not like a Demon Soul sound. So people were saying it sounds kind of similar to him, and it may be like a tease, for the remake. So people were kind of talking about that last week. So again,
Interesting.
kind of joins up with that.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I've said in
guess
the
we will
past, I
see
always
next
think,
week.
yeah, I always think that Bluepoint should go to a PS1 game to remake. That would push them the
Mm.
furthest. Yeah, very talented over there. So hopefully that is true. I definitely want Metal Gear Solid probably out of all the ones I've seen thrown around. I know a lot of fans also want like Legend of Dragoon as well. I haven't played either of these games. Obviously, Metal Gear Solid is one that I've been wanting to play for a while now. Probably start it up here in the next, I don't know, months or so. Maybe after Cyberpunk or something. I'll try to start that up. Cyberpunk 2077, speaking of Cyberpunk, day one patch apparently got revealed. It's going to be over 40 gigabytes on Xbox One, so quite a lefty, day one patch there. They've definitely been working ever since they went gold last month. And yeah, speaking of Cyberpunk, it's out next week. Kind of crazy. Next episode of Critically Incorrect, Cyberpunk will actually be out, which is kind of insane. So it's kind of weird. Cyberpunk actually, like, I feel like not many people are talking about it despite it coming out next week. Have you guys been feeling that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's because people still think it could get delayed. Like,
Somehow, yeah.
there's still a little
Yeah.
bit of me. Like, I retweeted the 7 days thing earlier and was like, it can't get delayed, right?
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, right, right.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, you legit don't. I mean, it probably won't. Like, people have got copies now. It's
Yeah.
basically confirmed, but it's been delayed so many times close to that launch. Like, I think last time it was what, a month away, less than that, and they
Hmm.
delayed it. So like, it's so weird to think, yes, it is coming out now. Like, I feel like for the past year, all we've heard is delays. So it's
True.
quite nice to know it is coming out.
Yeah, I'm
I think.
definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like remember yesterday I saw like the Cyberpunk page like tweeted out this new image, and then it's like the yellow background with the text,
Yeah.
and then everyone gets immediately scared. It's like oh my,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh
a whole
god.
paragraph of text. It's like oh we're sorry we have to delay the game again. But yeah, like, yeah, it's good. It's good to see that it's finally coming out.
Yeah, I realized
Hopefully,
this a few days ago. I saw someone post, the traditional like PlayStation 4 countdown whenever you have like a game that's, getting ready to come out. And it said like 9 days. I'm like, holy shit, is this game actually coming out next week? It's just insane. I've kind of decided that I am going to pick it up day one. I'll probably pick it up on PC. Oh, I'm going to pick it up on PC. Yeah, I'll probably start it up on Thursday, maybe stream it. I've kind of decided that, yeah, screw it, I will. Even if I'm not finished with Demon Souls, which I might be by that time, I'm going to start it up just so I can kind of like, I don't know, take a stab at it. It's going to be a big game, so I might as well start as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually realized that I am going to be ending my school semester like literally the following week after that. So I will only have like half a week or a week at most of school left after Cyberpunk comes out. So
Yeah,
Oh,
same here.
nice.
that'll be
Nice.
nice. And yeah, anything else? Did they reveal how big the gigabytes are in terms of like the PC or PS4
So
patch or no?
basically, so they didn't reveal
177.
this, but
Mm-hmm.
from people who got their copies like today. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the article from Push Square right now.
Yeah, they said
Um,
70 something.
See,
Yeah.
Dreamcast guy tweeted out basically an image of the when he put the disc in. It basically says it needs an update. It's like 43.5 gig. There was originally like a rumor going around that it's 56 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems to have been debunked by this. So, but obviously it could be more on PS4. Like we don't know yet, because that hasn't come out at all. PC obviously it won't have a day one patch because you'll just
Yeah,
download it
just
all
download the game.
digitally. So basically, if you're getting it on disc, just beware. You're probably not going to get to play the game for a few hours, at most, or at least if you've got a decent internet. So
Yeah. Just the reality, I guess, which sucks, but yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully, well, I guess, yeah, if you do have it on disc, there's no preloading option for you. But that will definitely. Is it out up yet or no? I don't think it is, right?
Huh?
Is preloading up yet for console or PC?
It goes up on Monday. They revealed it today. So
Cool.
preload goes up. I think it's if you're on Steam, it's like 5 p.m. for me. So I think like 10 a.m. over
Cool.
there. So yeah, you have like 3 days to preload, so it's not too bad.
Sweet. All right. Master Chief and Kratos recently got leaked to be coming to Fortnite. These were both different leaks. The Kratos one is a lot more authentic. Essentially, this is like a PlayStation Store listing that went up too early. Just said like Kratos is coming into Fortnite. Join the hunt. The season's about bounty hunters, so I guess yeah, Kratos can count as a bounty hunter considering he did like kill a bunch of gods. It's kind of a bit of a stretch, but yeah, this is pretty big deal because this is essentially the first, platform exclusive, IP coming to Fortnite. Previously we've had like other games and other big series and IPs like Star Wars and this recent season with the Avengers, but now we're actually getting Kratos from God of War, which is kind of like another barrier. It feels like they just broke. Also, alongside this, Master Chief apparently has been leaked in terms of the file sizes. That actually comes from a different source. Sheena BR on Twitter, actually. Pretty much essentially it's an account fully run for Fortnite leaks. And yeah, it's going to be Master Chief. I believe they also leaked out like the glider and then an ATV kind of vehicle that we've seen in the Halo Infinite trailers. And it's also just a traditional vehicle in Halo in general. So that has been kind of leaked. I believe the Halo one is a bit more iffy at the moment. There hasn't really been a full
Yeah.
confirmation. But nonetheless, yeah, the current rumor, at least that is kind of being speculated, is that it possibly has to do with something next week at the Game Awards. PlayStation's already officially tweeted a tease with audio logs, so the Kratos one is essentially already confirmed by now. And then yeah, it just has us wondering about possibly Master Chief and Halo. And then I believe I saw speculate, possibly that Samus could be one for Nintendo's kind of representation, I guess. So yeah, that would be pretty big. I wouldn't be surprised if this has something to do with Jeff. I could feel like he wanted to get like all three to maybe announce like something with Fortnite and Donald and Mustard because he's pretty close with them, possibly. It does feel like it would be a Game Awards announcement next week, don't you? To agree?
Yeah, I mean, it almost feels like it was designed to be that, and Sony kind of were forced into a position where, hey, we need to kind of start teasing it because it's gotten out now, like people know. Like I feel like that is probably when Fortnite or Donald Mustard comes on stage at some point, like he normally does, to do an award. He'll be like, "Oh, but first, here's a Fortnite announcement." I think it'd be more interesting to see how they do the skins. Like, are they going to be, if you're on this platform, you get it free?
That's true.
Or do you buy it through the store? Because I think from the Master Chief leak, it looked like they were store purchases. But that obviously, like you said, is a little bit more iffy. Like it's not promotional material or anything. It was just in-game assets. I feel like it's probably going to be, hey, if you want these skins for free, you log into your PS5 or Series X or Switch and you get them, but you can still get them on the other platforms. It just costs money. But obviously, we all know Sony are very up their own asses, so I don't know if they'll be like, hey, you can only get this if you're on PlayStation. Like, we ain't gonna give you this skin if you don't own our console. So
I no doubt believe that these
We'll
will be like
see.
paid in the store and all that.
yeah,
I fully believe they're gonna be like, what's it? Like you're gonna be able to pick up Kratos alongside like the Leviathan axe and his dual blades. Come next week probably sometime, and yeah, that'd be really cool if they also got Nintendo involved. It'd be cool to see something like Samus come in. That'd be pretty big. So yeah, cool stuff nonetheless. Definitely believe that will probably be a Game Awards thing next week.
yeah.
And yeah, Days Gone game director left Sony Bend this week. This was actually confirmed on Twitter. And then surprisingly, actually, probably the more surprising news was actually a writer and creative director for Days Gone left last year, but he only revealed it this week on Twitter. I saw this kind of posted on Twitter. Jeff Ross was saying, "This week is my last week at PlayStation and Bend Studios. I'm incredibly proud of all the games I got to make, but also looking forward to new challenges ahead. I'll post about my plans later, but I'll be moving to Chicago once COVID calms down." So that was the guy that left this week, the game director. But John Garvin kind of also announced later on, actually like 5 minutes before Jeff posted on Twitter. He said, "Hi all, a quick announcement. I haven't spoken about this before for various reasons, but I'm no longer with Bend Studio and haven't been for over a year. Since Days Gone shipped, I've been focusing on personal projects, painting, writing, publishing, etc." Kind of goes on like a little what do you call those things? Little Twitter thread.
Thread.
Just pretty much talking about his plans and what he's been doing. Essentially, just working on personal projects. Essentially, this kind of raises the question. I guess I was talking to Charlie and Justin about this a bit ago. Whether we might see Days Gone 2. I mean, no doubt. I believe that Days Gone 2 will be their next project, but how this changes things, no doubt, will be pretty big, considering those are you're leaving the creative director and writer essentially for that first game, and he's out of the picture now. So no doubt that Days Gone 2 will be affected by this. So are you too worried about the future of Sony Bend at all, or what
I
do you
mean,
believe?
the thing is with like John is he has been at Bend for a long time. Like he
Right.
wrote all the Siphon Filter games, Uncharted and the Golden Abyss, as well
In
as Days
Resistance,
Gone.
right?
I think the Resistance game for Vita as well. So like he's and like very very slight spoilers, but like Days Gone is kind of connected to Siphon Filter. So like Days Gone is literally his baby. So it's kind of weird if they do a sequel and he's not involved. Which kind of makes me think he maybe doesn't want to do a sequel, and that's why he would leave. Like he wasn't interested in doing that. But hey,
Just
I
seemed like he
mean,
was kind of burned out and he wanted to focus on personal things. That's how I
yeah,
took it, at least.
yeah. I mean, I feel like a sequel's inevitable. Like Days Gone did really well.
Yeah.
I think it actually did surprisingly well in Japan, right? If I remember correctly, like it sold a lot better over there than they thought it would. I know it did really well over here in the UK for a long time, so it seems kind of like a no-brainer for them to do a sequel. It'll just be interesting to see how it pans out with those two guys having now left the studio. So
Yeah, I definitely, no doubt, still believe, since the sales of Days Gone and also the fact that they left it on kind of like a cliffhanger, that Days Gone 2 is definitely the next project. I'm sure, obviously, they'll just
I don't even
hire.
remember what happened at the end.
Well, it's more so the 100% ending. If you
yeah,
fully beat the game, kind of
I don't
changes
even
the
remember
game.
that either.
I'm not going to spoil it here because I know
Yeah,
some
I know.
people haven't
I
played
know, I
it,
know.
especially since it's on the PS Plus collection now. But it kind of changes
Right.
the future of that series, so no doubt they're going to continue that, considering how big they ended off with that ending. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to seeing it. I'm just guessing they're just going to hire new talent. Obviously, these two people are like critical roles for leadership at Days Gone, but at the same time, they still have the dozens of employees there. Probably, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's hundreds. I'm not sure how big Ben's studio is, but I believe they grew pretty substantially in the lead up of publishing, or producing it rather, Days Gone. So looking forward to seeing what they do on the PS5, especially considering Days Gone apparently has new life now, considering it's 4K 60. I definitely want to replay that game, or at least go back and platinum it sometime soon. So looking forward to seeing the future of Sony Bend. Anyways, that has been it for the gaming news this week. Kind of been light. I mean, I kind of expected this because it is December. Not many news stories break in December. We're kind of getting close to the holiday season. The next kind of final push of gaming news will be next week at the Game Awards. I'm sure exciting news will be revealed there, and we'll cover it for next week's episode. But yeah, speaking of the Game Awards, we figured we'd take the time this week to talk about the world premieres. We kind of debated on whether we should do predictions for these world premieres last week with our nominee predictions, but it figured to make more sense if we waited until like the week before going in, and kind of give it its own little section here. So this is where we're kind of split off and do our own two predictions. I guess what we'll do is we're both going to go with one prediction each and kind of go around the table there, and then again follow around with another prediction. So yeah, we'll both start with one prediction. Both of you do have two predictions, right, in total?
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
I'm
I've just
still.
been
I've got
thinking
two
about it.
written
Thinking
down,
about
but
it
I'm
at the top
thinking
of
of
my head.
yeah. I'm thinking
I have-
about them right now.
I have like
So little
three. I'm
preparation.
pretty much sold on my two. So I guess I'll start while you guys finish thinking here a bit. So my first
Better have
prediction
one.
is, these are actually kind of more like hopes, but I definitely do think they're pretty plausible to happen. They're both kind of like 50-50 in my opinion, but I'm just going to go with it and kind of hopefully manifest it by, speaking it aloud here. So anyways, first one is going to be probably a very exciting one for many. Elden Ring, I definitely think that we'll get an update at Elden Ring. We have to get an update on Elden Ring. It's been a year and a half since we've seen it. Like, in the last few events at, like, Gamescom and E3, I'm like, yeah, I could see them waiting. It hasn't been too long since Elden Ring has been, shown off last time. It's been about a year and a half now, and yeah, I just think it's due time. Like, I definitely think they'll give us a little something. I'm sure Jeff would be pushing for it too, considering during the Summer Game Fest, all he got was questions about Elden Ring. So I'm sure he's probably asked them and begged. But yeah, I definitely think they'll probably give us something. I mean, if you don't remember, a few years ago we did get that Shadows Die Twice tease. It was literally only 10 seconds. I definitely think we'll see it in some capacity this year. Hopefully more so than those 10 seconds that we got for Sekiro. But I definitely do think it will show up here as one of the more bigger reveals at the Game Awards. So yeah, I definitely, From Software definitely likes the Game Awards. I mean, hell, they won Game of the Year last year, so it's not like a venue that they haven't been at before and stuff. So I feel like now more than ever makes more sense for them to show up. So yeah. Any comments on that prediction? If you think that's true, if you don't think it's happening, I know you said that you don't think it's happening, Charlie.
I don't know, man. Like, the thing is, like, I feel like it will, but at the same
Hmm.
time, I feel like that project has changed so much. Like, George R. R. Martin is not in the best of fans' minds anymore. Like, Game of Thrones is old news, um, and
What does that have to do
sadly,
with the game, though?
hmm?
What does that have to do with the game, though?
I don't know. I feel like he probably doesn't have a bigger role in it anymore. But that's just me. Like I
Wasn't
don't know.
it? What?
Maybe it
I know
doesn't.
this is
But
going more into TV territory, but wasn't that final season of Game of Thrones more because of the pretty much the showrunners, right? It wasn't with the actual writer
yeah,
because
I mean, but like
the
the
way the show
problem
ended
is
wasn't in the books, wasn't
the
because they
problem.
passed the
So the
books.
books have not even finished. Like he that's the problem is like Game of Thrones is just kind of. I mean, this is going on a tangent, but Game of Thrones is just not what it was, 5 years ago, and so like he's not a big writer anymore. I don't think people are as excited about his work, so I don't know if he's because I mean he didn't have a massive role in the game, like he was writing the lore. I don't know if he's still got a big role in that, but I mean I guess Phil Spencer playing it and stuff now
I mean, I just don't
gives
see
you
how
a bit
From
more
Software
hope.
would just like stop working on the game because all of a sudden the
Oh yeah,
series that the guy
I
was
still
tied
think
to
they're
all of a sudden
working on
fell
it,
off
but
a bit.
I don't know if it's like going as smoothly as they would have hoped. I don't know, but that's just me. But I mean it's entirely plausible it could be there. So
All right, let's ask the guy that has played a total of zero Souls games. What does he think?
Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I do know I think I was reading some like poll earlier, um,
Mm-hmm.
on some I forgot which news outlet it was, but yeah, basically it was like once again like talking about all the games coming out next year and beyond, comparing like what games people are most excited for, and like I think Elden Ring was like at the top by a lot, like ahead of God of War, ahead of Horizon, stuff like that. So I don't know. It'll be cool if we see it at the Game Awards. It's been
Definitely
a
a
while
lot
since
of
we've seen it.
definitely a lot of interest in that one. Like I think the way that they've described it in the past, it kind of seems like it's Shadow of the Colossus meets typical From Software. Like I believe you're going to be riding a horse. The world's going to be pretty open. I don't know if this has been confirmed, but I believe there was some mention of possibly taking on bosses in different orders. I'm not sure about that, but I just know that so far it's going to be kind of in that same world of well, actually not same world, but um, obviously behind the mind of George R. R. Martin, this vast open world. It just sounds very different from a Souls game. It seems like an evolution almost, like just a very different kind of Souls game, and it has me interested quite a bit. I hope it shows up, honestly. Just more of a hope than anything, but I definitely think it has a decent chance of showing up. Anyways, one of you guys want to throw out something that you believe will happen?
um,
Um,
I'll
you can
I'll
go
go
first.
if
Yeah.
Justin still wants to think.
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
So so I think we could see a God of War Ragnarok trailer. Um,
That was
oh
like
no,
why?
sorry, Justin. I was thinking, I was like, please, nobody have this. Same with my other one,
It's
but
okay. Yeah, it's fine.
typically I wouldn't say a Sony trailer is gonna be there, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously last year they had the Ghost of Tsushima story trailer, um, and Game Awards is massive now. Like it grows every year, and it's
True.
such a big it's like nearly E3 level. I feel like most people know about it. It's a lot more regarded as a professional event rather than the cringe fest that it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
um I think PlayStation are at the point now where they can treat it with a bit more respect. So I feel like this is the right time and place to show it, especially if it is next year. You know, we got a CGI trailer for Horizon. I don't think it would be gameplay or anything. Like, that's too much to ask, but I feel like we could see our first real trailer of the game here. But it's not
Wait, did you say Horizon?
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
what
obviously
did
got
you say?
the yeah, we
He's
got
saying
the
we saw
CGI trailer,
Horizon
right?
already.
So
Oh, right. Okay.
so yeah, and that's next year as well. So hey, I don't think it's like the 100%. Like I'm more like 50-50, but it's something I would like to see, and it could happen. So
I will say to add on to that, I feel like if they were to show something, I'm talking on Sony here, I feel like they'd want to show off Ratchet or Horizon first, considering it's getting closer to that. Um, you're right though, it could show up.
yeah, I mean the only thing with Ratchet is they showed the full demo at Gamescom.
Hmm.
So, and that was also done by Jeff, and I don't know if he'd be like, "Oh, I want to show the same game at another event."
I
Like,
mean, if he got Ratchet, I'm pretty sure he'd take that, considering
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
pretty big
for me
game.
personally, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've seen enough of Ratchet to know I want the game. Like, I don't
Yeah,
need to see another trailer. Like, we got a
Yeah.
trailer, we got gameplay. Like, that's enough for me. I'm
I
obviously
know. I'm just
we'll
speaking
get
based
more.
on like
Yeah,
I'm speaking
obviously we're
based on
gonna
like
get
logic
more.
and stuff, but yeah.
But yeah, it's entirely plausible we get one of the other two instead.
I feel
Or
like
none of them.
Horizon
So
makes the most sense considering it's kind of like both in between God of War and Ratchet, and like we haven't seen too much of it. We've only still gotten that June reveal. So it feels like it's been what half a year now, as well as the fact that if you think about it, we got more information of Ratchet in what August, and then we got what the God of War tease in September. We haven't gotten anything on Horizon since what June, and it's coming out sometime before the fall, presumably. So I feel like that would make the most sense, but I definitely think Sony should show something here, and it would make the most sense to do so. We'll see. All right, Justin.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to add quickly what Charlie said before, like about how
Mhm.
Game Awards has gotten so big recently, which is so true. Cause like even talking with like I know a lot of the casual gamer like base. Like I've just been like talking to friends and stuff like that. Like they've definitely started like watching the Game Awards more recently now, like the past 2 years or whatever. And like nowadays they even take it so like as you were saying the Game Awards being like an actual like kind of like an official event now that people um are like basically looking forward to. Like I know a lot of casual gamers like they think of the Game Awards as like like the official Game Awards like all these
yeah,
other like Game Awards don't mean anything. Like basically like I remember when I think when like Overwatch won over Uncharted 4, I remember one of my friends, this guy was like he was like so excited that Overwatch won. He's like like that it won the Game of the Year award
yeah,
over everything else, and I'm like, bro, it's literally just like
Or an outlet,
one,
yeah.
yeah, one outlet basically. Yeah.
I mean, it is a jury,
Um,
but yeah, it's like not
yeah, I
an
know,
official
but like at the end of the
thing.
day, it's like it
Yeah,
really doesn't matter, right?
exactly. It's all
Um,
opinions.
so yeah, but yeah, anyways, my prediction. I'll just go with my safe one first, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's really safe. It's like it basically builds off of what it's for Sony, 50-50, I guess. I guess thinking about it now, I was originally gonna say that we would see God of War as well, but now that we just discussed it, I think Horizon does have a better chance. Just because, like, yeah, as you guys said, God of War, like we did just get the tease not too long ago, and I honestly don't see it coming out next year, so I feel like they could wait until next year to show something for God of War. With Horizon, I feel like since it was such a big, new IP that came out this gen, or I guess last gen, you could say now, I think showing Horizon at the Game Awards would be pretty big. Maybe like I don't know, maybe I don't know if we'd see a gameplay reveal.
If they don't show gameplay, then I'm kind of uninterested.
I think they would. I feel like they'd show a quick like 3-minute gameplay type of thing.
yeah.
I
They
think
could
they
do
could
that.
show that. Yeah. So.
Like at the same
Ratchet, I
time, it's like
don't
I'm
see.
like throughout all this, because we're kind of talking about Sony here. Like I'm wondering a lot of this depends on like Sony's plans in general. Like I'm wondering, this could all
Yeah.
change if they're planning a state of play in January or February for this year. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like it would make the most sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't see Ratchet showing up at the Game Awards. I just feel like
Mhm.
Horizon will definitely resonate with the audience a lot more for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
True.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Ratchet's like it's a game that's coming out so close here soon. Like it's in the launch window, so like realistically, they have stuff to show. They could,
Mm.
and like yeah, you could say we've seen the gameplay trailer, but we haven't really seen anything else besides that. Like there's still a lot to be revealed with like the next playable mysterious character that is that female Lombax, the other worlds that you can go to. Yeah, both reveals were kind of similar. It was just kind of like an extended showcase, really. So that's kind of feel like that would make the most sense. I definitely think it's between Ratchet and Horizon. Hell, I'll take both, but yeah, there's
Yeah.
reasons to both of them, I guess. So yeah, anything else you want to add?
Mm, no, that's pretty much it for the first one.
Cool. My second prediction is probably the one I want to happen the most, just because it goes to my roots and it's just like I need this game to exist and come out. Last of Us Factions. I feel like
Right.
Naughty Dog has
Yeah.
shown their next project every single time in the holiday season whenever they release a new game. You go back to 2011 with Uncharted 3. They showed off The Last of Us the next, month? You
Yeah,
go back
the
to what?
Dice Game Awards.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
you go to 2013.
Spike even, sorry.
Last of Us came out in 2013. Later on in that November, Naughty Dog showed off Uncharted PS4 and then Last of Us Left Behind. You go to 2016. They end off the year, after that year of Uncharted 4 coming out, they end off the year with, yet again, more of their, upcoming projects with both Lost Legacy and Part 2 being announced. So they have this track record of always wanting to show off what they're working on next. Last of Us came out almost half a year ago. It kind of doesn't feel like that, but it's true. It just makes the most sense. Factions is literally a multiplayer thing, too. It's not crazy big. Like, even if it is ambitious, like, they probably want to show it. You'd want to, just going based on their track record. So it makes the most sense. They're up for Game of the Year. I just feel like it's a
Oh,
no.
yeah,
Like
true.
it,
That
like
could be
it's
cool.
yeah. It makes like there's no better time. I feel like if you wait till next year, it's
Right.
kind of like old news in a way. So
They should receive an award and they're like, oh, we have something to show you. And
yeah,
then,
they
like,
they
it
win
puts
Game
the
of the Year,
screen,
and it's like
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, it's just like show off
Bro,
Factions.
and everyone would just be, it's rigged. This was planned
Yeah.
from the start.
yeah,
Exactly.
they knew they were gonna win.
So yeah, I'm just really hoping for that. Obviously, just because I was very disappointed with Uncharted 4 multiplayer. I've always been vocal about that. Like I haven't played that game in years, really. Like I don't really like that game. It's multiplayer that much. I'm just really hoping that they pull it around with Factions, especially considering that they're given its own kind of development time. It's not like just another mode. That has me more excited. Especially with like a lot of the people that made the original multiplayers, or at least for the past few multiplayers for Naughty Dog, they're gone. A lot of people could see that as a worry. I mean, I'm just like, if they're hiring people from other, multiplayer backgrounds, I'm like, great, we actually might have a multiplayer component that's not filled with a bunch of weird game design choices and stuff like that. So I'm just like, hell, new blood, the better. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to Factions, and I'm excited for it. So show
Hey,
it, please.
I just want to say as well, we completely forgot to gloss over the fact that like some of the people who potentially are working on a new Uncharted game left, so we missed that
Right,
out on
yeah.
the news. Like
Wait,
I
what
just
happened?
realized.
Right. Well, not the new Uncharted, but the new studio.
Well, yeah,
Sony
there
San
could be
Diego?
Uncharted, right?
They left.
Yes. So like
Yeah.
the guy who worked on multiplayer for like years,
Quentin Cobb?
Quentin
Or
Cobb, he
Robert-
left the
yeah.
studio.
Oh, sure.
Oh, really? Quentin Cobb left?
Yeah,
I thought it was another guy.
So yeah, his LinkedIn
I know
says
another
that
guy
he
left.
left in November. Yeah, another guy left.
What the
So
hell?
some people
hell?
are speculating the studio shut down, but they're like, nah, or the game got cancelled. They're like, no, like 2 people left. That's not what happened. But yeah, so like
Oh,
Quentin
what the
Cobb and
hell?
a few others left the
I didn't know
project.
Quentin Cobb left.
Damn, he
Yeah,
did left,
yeah, he
Oh.
yeah, his LinkedIn is now that he left the job in like November, and he
Hmm.
left Sony. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
just thought I'd tag that on. I just remembered, like it just hit me. I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty big.
Yeah. Damn.
Hmm.
Anyways,
But I
back
guess
to
I'll.
Factions. Do you guys think that
Oh,
will
yeah, sorry.
show up? No, just like going back to the original prediction. Do you
Yeah,
think
I mean,
factions will show up?
I don't know. Like, I'd like to see it, but at the same time, I feel like, sure, it had a big audience, but is it big enough that the whole of Game Awards is interested? Like, I really don't know. Like, it's a cool choice, and I would like to see it, but I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't have a big enough audience for them to go like, this is a
What, Last
crazy
of
big
Us?
reveal. The
Oh, well,
factions
he's talking about
multiplayer.
the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, like,
Right, okay.
sure, Last of Us is really popular. If it was a single player DLC, sure. But factions, I'm like, it's cool for us. Like, we're fans of it, but
Right.
At the same
outside
time,
of
though,
the
if it's
fan
gonna be
base,
like, if it's gonna be a standalone app and free to play, I feel like that is a pretty big reveal.
yeah. I mean,
But
well,
yeah.
it's entirely possible, but yeah, I feel like that's got a slimmer chance than, say, like a trailer
Yeah.
for other games, you know?
To play devil's advocate, I will say that a lot of times multiplayer games get revealed and they come out within like a few weeks or a week or so. That just seems to be the normal, at least as of right now in the industry. So it would be a little weird for them to announce a multiplayer mode and then kind of be like, see you next year when it launches. Like, that doesn't seem right, especially when like you look at the, as I said, the industry, I believe Apex was like, what, it came out the next day. Hell, the
Say
original
it's
Last of Us
available
came out
now.
next
It's
week.
available
I was like,
now.
hey,
Wasn't the Last of Us original multiplayer component like announced the week before the game came out, or like so, like maybe a month
It
before?
was really close. Yeah.
It was
I
really
mean,
close
hey,
too. So
you could make a bold prediction and say the trailer will end with out tonight.
Available now. Yeah.
Yeah,
dude, I
like
would go insane if
download
that
now.
happened.
Like that would be
won't
sick as
happen. That won't
fuck.
happen, but that'd be insane.
And hey, Game Awards do that. They've
I also
done that
think
with trailers
I
before.
think
So.
they wouldn't. Oh, actually, no, they wouldn't do that. I was gonna
That'd
say,
be
that, what
nuts.
if they announced the
That'd
Last
be
of Us Part
nuts.
2 remastered there? But I feel like they'd want to wait until see if they possibly get the game of the
Yeah,
year
no,
first,
the
and then add
the
that to the
backlash
title.
would be.
Yeah,
Ugh.
because then they would want to add in Game of the Year edition or some shit like that, and they haven't gotten that title yet. So probably best to wait on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's another
Oh, dude,
50-50.
What if they're like?
but
What if they won the award and they're like they announced
They announced
showed
Game
the
of the Year
trailer
edition.
again, they're like the Game of the Year edition.
That'd be so
Yeah.
sauce. I'll let you guys go with your last two predictions, and then I'll throw in some ones that I was also thinking about near the end.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
had two more. I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, damn.
Just do one, and then we'll do a quick
Alright,
recap,
alright,
just
I'll
'cause,
do one
time
first,
wise.
yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
So,
you go first.
this one is still Sony related, but it's not game related. So Tom Holland is a host at the Game Awards. Like that got revealed last week. I'm almost certain we'll get an
Oh,
Uncharted
wow.
movie trailer. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to happen. It's game related. The movie wrapped a few months ago. I can't imagine it's gonna have a ton of CGI. So they could easily wrap together, like a teaser. It might not even be a full trailer, just like a teaser trailer saying, "Hey, the trailer's out in a few weeks" or whatever. But I feel like with Tom Holland being a host, the image that Jeff used on Twitter is him dressed up as Nate. It seems like an easy pick for me.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I was gonna pick this one, but I figured one of you would talk about it, so I'm glad I did.
Okay, yeah.
I actually didn't see that. What the hell? Was that recent that he posted?
Yeah, he announced that Tom
Uh,
Holland's gonna be a
A couple
host.
days ago, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, while we were recording, I was just on Twitter. They announced that Wonder Woman, the person that plays it, what's her name?
Gal Gadot, yeah.
Gal Gadot is also gonna be a host as well. So
Wow.
I will add with
Game Awards gaining traction. Holy.
the Tom Holland thing. It is also currently Jeff Keighley's pinned tweet, so he clearly wants people to see it. So it's obviously a big deal for him. So it seems like I'm like 99.9%
Yeah.
sure we get some kind of footage.
I'm pretty
so-
sure we're gonna see something as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of sense considering they've already wrapped it up.
Yeah.
And as you said, like, yeah, there are CGI, I guess, in the form of if they do like set pieces and shit like
Yeah.
that. But you could literally just show off a clip of the movie as like a tease, like anything
Yeah,
would work.
exactly, yeah.
Because that movie isn't that movie slated for like summer? It's like not that far away.
I think did it get delayed to the end of the year? I feel like it was
No,
because it was
it
meant
did
to be
not.
March, right? And then it got delayed.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it
know
was
if it's still
it
the
was
summer,
swapped
but-
with Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man was originally supposed to come out in July, and then Uncharted next.
Oh yeah,
fall.
because Spider-Man's next year.
And then
as
they
well,
both got
isn't
swapped out. Yeah, so I
Damn,
believe
yeah, I keep
Spider-Man's in
forgetting.
December, but Uncharted's actually coming out here in July. So it's only like half a year away, really, and some change. So I think that's dead on. We'll probably see a trailer or a tease or any of the sort. All right,
Cool.
Justin.
All right. My prediction. It's for Microsoft. I think we will see the reveal of the Initiatives game.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
because the thing is like because last year last year we saw the reveal of the whole Xbox Series X there at the Game Awards, right? So, and we also saw Hellblade 2, the reveal of Hellblade 2 there. So I just think like if Microsoft wants to show off one of their new big titles from an original studio that's like they don't have any game yet. This is their first title, so I think that would be a cool reveal to show off in front of basically like the whole world because there's gonna be fans from PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo, the whole gaming industry there. So I think like if they show off that project, it'll be a good competition, and be revealed to a wide audience.
Yeah, I could see that. That definitely was something I was expecting to see at their E3-ish event, It was like the
Right.
June event, or July event, actually. That was
Yeah,
essentially their E3 showing.
because it's rumored to be
Um,
Perfect Dark, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
Perfect Dark
mhm.
reboot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the rumor currently. Yeah, I definitely think that's plausible, especially considering they seem to love the Game Awards. I mean, hell, they showed off the Xbox Series X for the
Yeah.
first time last year
Yeah.
alongside Hellblade. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I can see that. And yeah, I was
Mm.
like honorable mentions. I guess we can add in real quick. I was trying to think of
Mm.
what Nintendo could possibly show off this year, because they did show off what last year was. What's the JRPG's name? Bravely Default 2, and then the year before they showed off what Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, and then the year before that was
Smash
the big
reveal.
Zelda. Yes, yeah, oh yeah, Smash reveal as well.
Joker.
And then also the 2017 had like the Breath of the Wild DLC and all that. I was thinking it's possible we could see Breath of the Wild 2 next week, considering Zelda does
Damn.
have a good record at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
The only thing that has me kind of 50-50 on that is the fact that I feel like one, you know, Nintendo hasn't really been exactly kind of consecutive and consistent with their messaging this year with COVID. I feel like out of any game publisher this year that has been affected the most, it's definitely been Nintendo in terms of their, marketing and all that. Like they just drop games randomly, or like they'll announce stuff a week or two before stuff comes out. Like wasn't the Mario remastered trilogy literally announced 2 weeks or 3 weeks before it came out? It was like really
Yeah, it was
close.
like 2 weeks. Yeah.
So I'm like, it always feels iffy if Nintendo's going to show up at the Game Awards, and they usually always do come through. But this year more than ever, I could feel like possibly, we'll get something smaller, maybe not something Zelda related. There's also the rumors of like the Switch Pro, and that's heavily rumored to be with alongside Breath of the Wild too. So
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, maybe if they announce that next year, they will want to wait until that event or announcement to show off Breath of the Wild 2. But I figured I'd mention that considering it is Zelda. Jeff has a good record of showing off Zelda in the past, and maybe it shows up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Nintendo, a Smash reveal is like it's gotta happen.
I mean, was it 2 years
because
ago when they showed off Joker?
so
Right?
yeah,
And
they
then
they
last
showed
year
off
didn't show off
Joker.
anything.
I mean, it's about time for a new character because it's usually other than the big break during COVID, it was a 2 month gap between characters, and Steve came out in October, so it would line up if they were to reveal the next character because from what Sakurai was saying, they seem to be on track to do the rest of the fighters in the new pass. So I wouldn't be surprised. With Zelda though, like I'd like to see it, but that game has, according to rumors, has had a ton of problems. So I don't know when that is coming out because there were rumors it was going to be this year, and then because of COVID, it got delayed to like end of next year. And
I always
like,
figured it would be their answer to the next generation of consoles. Like
Yeah.
they drop Breath of the Wild 2 this fall or possibly next, spring. It's also weird they haven't announced Odyssey 2 yet. Like I was dead set that was gonna either come out this fall or Breath of the Wild 2, one of the two. But we haven't even gotten that announced. So
I mean,
yeah, as we
Nintendo's
said.
always had the problem of
Mhm.
being ambitious, isn't it? So like, I feel like all their projects just get way too big for their boots, and then they end up getting delayed. So
Yeah, I mean this year's just also just been very weird. They haven't had a full direct since last September, like over
yeah.
14 months now. It's insane. So yeah, I do miss those directs. Yeah. So anything else you guys want to add in while we're here?
I had one. I just want to talk about like how, or like go back to the Silent Hill thing we were talking about before. Well, like I don't know, like you guys know like how the rumor was that it is being developed by Kojima, right?
Yeah, there was some rumor that he's like on board with the project. He's not like the main developer or something, right? Like it's
Okay.
Japan studio
Yeah.
and they're like helping out or whatever. But yeah, I heard
I don't know.
rumors because he's doing a horror game, isn't he? So
Right.
Wasn't there
So,
also a rumor that Sony Japan's doing a horror game? I feel like there's been so many rumors of
yeah, I
horror.
think the main rumor is that Japan studio are rebooting it and that Kojima is
Mm.
involved in some way. That was the main rumor, I think. But I'm
okay.
not sure.
No, I just
I'll
wanted
let
to say
Jesse
that
continue.
like
Sorry.
I think I didn't. No, I just want to say like I think we could see it there just because like if Kojima's involved, like you know he has such a
Yeah.
good connection with Jeff Keighley, and like I think everyone would just lose their shit, you know.
It's
Yeah,
also
for sure.
interesting. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how the show is this year because this is the first time we're gonna see a show that's like digital. It's not gonna be in the
Right.
crowd. I was kind
Yeah.
of like, as we've been talking about these, I was like just imagining like what we've seen in the past years. I'm like, but that's not gonna be this year. So that'll be interesting to see how it kind of looks
Yeah, I
and
mean,
how
I
it's been
know
affected.
from being on the Zoom calls, Jeff has said that they are doing it all on Zoom.
Oh,
They were
really?
like, yeah, they were saying it will look obviously way more professional,
Oh, I was gonna
um,
say.
but and like they'll jazz it up. But that is what doing to get in touch with everyone. Jeff will be on a stage, but that's it. Like it'll just be Jeff on the stage. Everyone else will just be on Zoom, presumably on green screens and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how they do all that though.
Yeah. I'm sure the Warframe chick will make an appearance as she does every year on Zoom this time. But yeah,
Um,
I guess that has been it for this week on
I had
Friday
an
next
honourable
week.
mention, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah, mention real quick, sorry.
I was basically gonna say with another one with Microsoft, like I wouldn't be surprised if we see Forza Horizon 5 because
Oh, really?
there's been some rumors going around about that recently.
Mm.
Jeff basically said that from what he knows, there is a new Horizon game coming out before the Motorsport game that was announced, and that
Oh,
it's
shit.
meant to be coming out early next year, and they still have not revealed it. So
Damn.
it could be an easy one for them to announce, you know, cross-platform or cross generation. You know, apparently it's like a small project that they're working on alongside Fable at Playground. So
Oh,
again,
shit, nice.
could see that. But yeah,
Under cool.
sorry to butt in. You can
No,
end the
you're good,
podcast
you're
now.
good.
It's all
No.
good.
My bad, my bad. But yeah, as I was saying, just next week we'll probably record, hopefully on Friday or sometime after, just because it would be really dumb to record right before the Game Awards happens, as that will be like the bulk of what happens next week essentially. So yeah, we'll be covering that next week. Make sure to submit your questions on everything going on in the gaming industry that you want our thoughts on. Doesn't have to necessarily be in the gaming industry. I mean, we are focused on gaming, but we might spread out, you know, different topics from here and there, depending on how we feel. So yeah, I have been online, joined today by Charlie and Justin. And we'll see you next week for our 5th episode of Critically Incorrect. Until next time, you guys stay safe and take care of yourselves. Peace out.
Bye.
Yep.